Okay, so welcome to this second video of the series, which will be about making the chessboard. Like I said in the introduction, the board is actually already done. I just finished it, I think it was yesterday, but I didn't record the actual making of the board. But I will try to explain how I did make it, so that you guys have an idea of how to do it. So first thing first, I just want to say that I made the board out of rosewood and maple, like I said earlier, and I made it using just basic tools. I mean, I didn't have access to a planer or a jointer or stuff like that, so I just used my table saw. It was actually the principal tool that I use for making this, and it's just a standard table saw. I mean, pretty cheap one actually, with a 10-inch blade, and but it did a great job actually. One thing that though I realized first was that cutting maple on table saw was really prone to making burn marks like those, and it was pretty annoying because even this one, you know, I even sanded it a little bit. It was really worse than that when it came out of the table saw. So I learned from that experience that the blade that I had on my table saw was first it was an old blade. It was a blade that already cut a lot of stuff, and it was a blade with a lot of teeth. I think it was an 80 teeth blade, which is really not a good idea to make some cross cuts on hardwood, and even maple like that, hardwood of 2 inches thick. It's not really, I mean, the table saw that I have is not really up to this task. It works. I made it anyway, but normally you need some heavier table saw to cut hardwood like that. But it worked, and the thing that I did was go to the store and get myself a better saw. I bought one which was a fruit saw. I think it's called like that. It's FREUD, which is pretty common brand of saw, and which is also a pretty good saw. I don't think it's professional or anything, but it's really nice blades, and they are worth somewhere near, I think it was like $50, but it was really worth it because it made all the difference, because all my other cuts were really fine, just like that, directly out of the saw. But it was needed, because if it wasn't for this blade that I bought, this upgrade, I would have had burn marks like that all over the place, and those are really hard to make disappear with sanding. So instead I had some clean cuts with the new blade. So after that, when I started to make this chessboard, my first idea was just maybe like most people would think was to cut 64 pieces, square pieces of wood, and glue them together, which is an horrible idea for many reasons. First being that, like I said, I'm no professional, so cutting 64 square pieces, which would have been required to be exactly the same, the same size and all square, would have been really difficult, because cutting wood is not a perfect science, at least not for me. Maybe some professional people, surely some professional people are able to do it, but I don't think I would have succeeded by doing it this way. So I found this really clever way of doing a board online, which just involves cutting strips of wood like that. Those are just leftovers that I have, and instead of cutting squares, you just cut strips like that, Those are actually not the right thickness or anything, but I don't have all the required one. But you just basically you cut 8 strips of wood like that, 4 of the light color, 4 of the darker color. I think I have the 4th darker here, which you know I could make another chessboard. Anyway, so you just cut 8 strips like that, long enough to make the size of the board that you want, and then you glue them together just like that, and you end up with like a zebra board. Let's call it a zebra board, which is the size of the board, but you just have alternating colors in one direction. And this is what I did. And once you have it, you just sand everything to have a nice finish. Those are really not nice right now, but I used this orbital sander right here, which it was a tool that I didn't have this time. I just bought this tool for this project, and this is a standard orbital tool with, you know, sanding disc at the bottom, which are from different grit, and I used 80 grit for roughing the surfaces, and up to 220, 80, 150 and 220 grit. So 220 grit makes a really nice smooth surface. I know you can go a lot more, but 220 was enough for me. So when you have this stuff, this zebra board all glued together with a lot of clamps and everything, you just get back to the table saw and cut strips on the other side, you know, just like this one here. You cut 8 strips like that, and then you end up with I can show you it right now, but you end up with 8 strips of wood, which are now alternate square colors. So and when you have those, you just glue them together again, but with reversing 1 out of 2 strips. So this one, if I reverse this one, the dark one would go there and the light one would go there, and if I have it next to the other strip, if this first one was reversed, this light square would be next to this dark square, and so on and so forth. So at the end of this process, you have your chessboard, and you just glue everything back again, and now you have the real chessboard instead of the zebra wood. So just 8 strips, 8 cross strips, and then you have the chessboard. So nothing close to having to cut this 64 square piece of wood. So here we go. I will now just show you the final product. I will put it somewhere else. Okay, so here it is, my chessboard, my very homemade chessboard, made by the process that I just explained, and of course it is now all sanded and all finished. So when the board was done, I added this little border because I think it looks better with it. You can go from there, you can go anywhere. I mean, some people are doing some really more elaborate borders, but I just use, I think it's a 1/2 and an 1/8 inch for the border, and I used some oak wood that I had on hand, and glued it together using some angles at the corners. Sanded everything. I sanded a lot, and I think that the most important part of this chessboard was the sanding process, of course, using this orbital sander all the time. It was the most important part. Patience, sanding, and like you can see, it came out pretty good. I'm really happy with the final product. Maybe I can show you a little closer how it looks. It is I know you can't really see the real finish on camera, but like you can see, it's really, it looks nice. I can tell you, in fact, I'm really proud of it, so I think that's the most important part because I made it for myself. And the other part, I just put some, you know, round, sticky felt things that you just put under chairs and stuff like that. And at first I wanted to have it reversible to be usable on both sides, but quickly I realized that it would not be possible because, you know, on this side, this is the rough side. Some squares are a little off, some cracks are here and there exist. So I put the strips on the worst part on the bottom from all the strips. So, and but anyway, yeah, I only need one good side. So this is this one, and so for the whole process, I think it took me about from the beginning with this type of wood up to this final product. It was maybe somewhere between 12 and 15 hours for the whole stuff. So it's not too bad, and it's really worth it because I'm really happy with the finished product. Like I said, I did use some wood filler, some stuff like that, because there was, even though I used the best part for the top, there was a few tiny cracks here and there that I couldn't just sand down. So I used this wood filler. Actually, I bought two of those at the beginning, one of the light color and the other one the darker one. The darker one was labeled as walnut, and since I'm using rosewood, it wasn't exactly the right color, so I ended up using almost exclusively this light filler, and so here it is. The finish is actually I don't know the word. I think it's just called lacquer. It's just, you know, standard stuff that I had left over from the one that I had to put on my hardwood staircase up in the house. So I had some leftover from when we had this staircase installed. So I just use it on this board, and the finish is nice. It's nice and smooth. It's just I didn't need anything more than that. So it's about an inch thick, and it's the squares are, I think I wanted to have them 2 inches by 2 inches. I think it's a little less than that, really close to 50 millimeters, which is the standard used by the international chess federation that I talked about earlier for the chess set that they are selling. So this size will help with matching the size of my pieces later on. So that's it. Here it is. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I was able to explain how I did this, even though I didn't have any real footage of the making of this board. So here it is once again, my finished board, and now I will go on to making the pieces. Next video will be about the pawn. I will make one video per piece. I don't know the actual rate at which I will be able to put those videos online, being a father of 2. I have a 5-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old little boy, so it takes a lot of my time, actually almost all of my time. But I do this kind of stuff at night when they sleep, so this is it. I don't know what rate it will go, but it will go as fast as I can possibly work on this thing. So see you next for the video about the pawns.